Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Rubbin Minds. My name is Daphne Akatuba. I'm sure you're wondering where Ebuka, your usual host, is. Well, Ebuka is at the moment in Paris and he's having a good time, but he sends his wishes and he actually does miss you all. Well, we're going to start off the program with the road to Aso Rock. And I have with me Mr. Segun Dada, a social commentator, who will be handling this segment of the program with me. Now, in a few days, we know that Nigeria will swear in a new president, and the level of confidence in the president-elect is remarkably high. And the president-elect, General Buhari, has been described by many as embodying the promise of change. Now, hardly surprising, given that one of the reasons he became president-elect is because of his apparent zero-tolerance approach to corruption. Now, we know Nigerians are tired, and Nigerians have indeed continued to offer increasingly passionate support to the president-elect and have been very busy setting an agenda for the incoming government on how it can bring about real change. And expectantly high on the list is the need to prosecute and punish corrupt, high-ranking government officials. We're here today to discuss a lot of other things that we believe are high on this list. And Mr. Segun Dada will be helping me with that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, now let's talk about, for me, the thing that is topmost on the list, which is electricity. I can tell you for a fact, I didn't have lights at home before coming to the studio. There hasn't been light for 3 days. I'm sure Nigerians are looking forward to a positive change in this segment. How do you think our president-elect will do?
Firstly, I think I want to first of all congratulate Nigerians for voting change. More than anything else, I think, like you said, people were tired more than anything else. And the fact that this change was actually voted for in 2011, President Jonathan actually had this level of high support from most people because he won the election by almost 11 million votes. And people expected within 5 years to see tangible transformation, like he said, transformation agenda. And at the end of the day, what we have is just a few achievements here, knocks here, and do's and don'ts there. So I think I want to congratulate the Nigerians for voting change. And I think that this is going to help put politicians on the edge, that nobody is above the power of the people. I think our votes showed the level of our happiness with the status quo. So I think President Muhammadu Buhari has a lot of things to do. He has a lot to change within the specified period of 4 years. Electricity has been a problem in Nigeria for as long as since I was born. There's no fuel, there's no electricity, there's no water, there's nothing. Like it's like ground zero out there. So I'm just happy that we just keep counting the days. And more than anything else, you see, Nigerians have been. If it was before, I'm sure people have been on the streets, rioting, trying to understand, making a meaning of what exactly is going on, because nobody's talking to us. The Department of Petroleum Resources, they're not talking. Ministry of Petroleum Resources is not saying anything. The presidency has kept mute. It's as if we don't even know if our leaders are even still out there.
Do you think people are sort of keeping mute because they're sort of counting the days to 29?
I think that the people unconsciously have decided to live with this. I've never seen Nigerians so resilient on an issue, especially as tricky as petrol. I think that's the only thing that brought everybody together. This fuel scarcity, I think Nigeria, the fuel scarcity has started since February. It just became so prominent in Lagos, and because Lagos is the economic nerve center of Nigeria, it then looks like, oh, it's an Armageddon out there. It has been on for a while, and Nigerians are willing to see it through because they have so much hope and belief and trust and everything in the government.
How realistic is it? Because we're sort of waiting for May 29, and like I saw in one of the papers, it looks like we're looking at General Buhari as a magician who will just come and change everything in terms of electricity and fuel. Do you think by May 29 we'll have a solution to this?
I think, like I said, congratulating Nigerians for voting change. After the March 28 elections, after the winner was declared, a lot of changes are started happening already. A lot of things have started coming back to normalcy. What most Nigerians are expecting from General Buhari is to return Nigeria from the brink that it presently is, which is very achievable. He has the political will, and he has that political strength to actually make all of these things happen. Nigerians have often elected people, presidents who paid lip service to fighting the key things that affect the Nigerian people. But for the first time in a long time, we have someone who has tried 3 times before, then tried the 4th time and won, and knows. Because I think I participated a little bit during the campaigns, and I found out that he knew more than anything else. He wasn't carried away by the fact that a lot of people were attending the rallies, especially young people. He was concerned about the fact that most of these people should be at their works, they should be at their jobs. If they had jobs, they wouldn't be on the road at 11 a.m. running after a campaign train. So I think the president-elect, Muhammadu Buhari, understands what the people expect from him. And I know that he has the will to lead us right. That's my own belief. I think that's what most Nigerians are hoping for. Nigerians already know everything is damaged and crazy. I think they would give the president-elect time, and they know he has just 100 days to make an impression. I think he has the wherewithal to make that happen.
Okay, so Segun Dada believes that General Buhari has the will to make it happen. Let's talk about fuel subsidy, to be removed or to remain. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this has been generating a lot of controversy within the last couple of days. A lot of people have been calling to question if it made sense for people to have taken the streets standing against fuel subsidy. I think that the problem is that most people did not know what we actually fought for in 2012.
Okay.
The removal of fuel subsidy, I remember very vividly that the federal government said they were going to do these town hall meetings. They were trying to explain figures. Madam Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi came on here on some programs with Madam Mukonja-Iweala to make Nigerians understand why this subsidy has to go. Now, they gave a time frame for April 2012. January 1, 2012, fuel subsidy was yanked off. It was like a betrayal to the national interest. Now, a lot of people stood against fuel subsidy, not because we know that this thing has to go, but the leaders, are they trustworthy enough for them to manage the resources that is saved from fuel subsidy? Now, fuel subsidy, then we were asking we're asking the president to cut waste in government, to build the refineries and fight corruption. These were the conditions we set for before the removal of fuel subsidy can take place. None of these conditions were met. Even when the partial subsidy happened with the SURE funds and everything, what did they do with it? It was squandered. In my humble opinion, I think that the circumstances have changed quite a great deal. Nigerians have a leader that they can trust with this fund to do right by them. I think that if the question of fuel subsidy comes up again, I personally think I'll be edging towards the removal of fuel subsidy, because that's only serviced just a few, and the devastating effect has been felt by a large majority of people who should ordinarily not be feeling that. So I think that fuel subsidy, the government has to tell us what they want to do. They have to tell us the time frame. Nigerians would need to see results. They increased it to 97 naira and said, oh, there's partial removal of subsidy. SURE buses are coming to Lagos and all that. Those buses never made it to Lagos. All the roads they said they did, we don't know which road SURE did. We don't know the one Ministry of Works did. We don't know the one so it's just jumbled up. So I'm happy that we stood against fuel subsidy in 2012, the removal of fuel subsidy in 2012. Because I'm very sure if we had stepped down and allowed them to remove fuel subsidy, they would have squandered all that money and would still be in the mess that we are in. So removal of fuel subsidy is not as important as managing this crisis. Sure. Selling this thing to the people, because this is like the last link the people have with government. This subsidy is the only thing they benefit majorly from the government. Okay. So when the people know they can benefit much more from the government, I'm very sure that they will conform.
Okay, yeah. So now one of the promises we had during the campaign was a meal a day. Do you think it can actually be actualized?
No.
I know you have high hopes. I know you have faith in it.
I think that.
Do you think it can really work?
I think most of the programs that the APC, like this meal per day thing, was a pilot program that started in Osun State. Yes. I think it has succeeded to a great deal. I read a news report somewhere. I'm not very sure how true that is, that due to the dwindling state resources, they would have had to cut that policy. I think before the APC government goes into it, we must be very sure that we can actually sustain, because it's not as much as starting it, but ending it. Because if the waste in government, like in the last 4 years, the National Assembly alone is spending over 150 billion a year for its budget. If most of those monies, if waste is cut from government, I believe sincerely that money can be saved for policies like this. So it boils down to the commitment of government, of the new administration to Nigerians. And I believe it is achievable because the pilot phase worked tremendously well. But it all boils down to resources.
But we do know that the pilot phase was just in one state.
Yes.
And this is a nation of 36.
Yeah, if you could work in Osun State, I think it can work in the entire country because it's not as expensive as we all think. I think it's more of a way of making people come to school, like give parents this belief that, okay, you don't even have to feed your children. In most of these southwest states, it's free education. So throwing in a free meal makes it even much more inviting for people to actually bring their wards to school. So I think it's going to go a long way.
Okay, so let's go to the issue of youth unemployment. Now, we know Nigerians have been crying. Young people that they leave school, there are no jobs, there's nothing to do. Do you think this government can put an end to that era of youth unemployment? Yeah,
I think the reason this one of the biggest campaign promises of the incoming administration was jobs. Professor Shibajo, the vice president-elect, took his time from one town hall to the other to another to explain exactly how these jobs will be created. I think that Nigerians are remarkable people. They don't really need very much from government to actually survive on their own. If government can put in place enabling factors, Nigerians ordinarily would make something out of themselves. There are a lot of young people trying to do one or two things like here and there, even with as the low strength, the low commitment of government to entrepreneurship skill of young people. I think that if the government creates an enabling environment, jobs are going to be created that way.
Okay, but the last government did have UWIN as part of its initiatives.
Yeah, UWIN for me, it's a very good initiative, but it's more of a band-aid. A band-aid in the sense that we have over how many people that leave school every year that go into the job market? We have millions of them go into the job market from the universities, from the polytechnics, colleges of education, even the ones that could not go into the university. A lot of people. Now, the UWIN project was catering for like a couple of thousands. Yeah, maybe
those thousands were supposed to create jobs for.
Yes, but we have a government that lacks duty of accountability. These people, how have they been monitored to see the jobs that we have created? Like, as the multiplier effect actually worked? Like, the jobs that have been created with UWIN, have these people been able to create jobs that can be sustainable over time? Well, so that's the problem. I see it as a band-aid. I think what we need more than anything else is for the government to create an enabling environment where skills can be developed. That's my opinion on that.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much, Segun. We'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to look into the cabinet that we expect from General Buhari. Don't go away. We'll be right back.